Garbhaganjan pastime of the Lord, where he is he's controlling the ego. We just talked about the ego part of it, how the Lord controls the ego that his own devotee has. So then we are going to look at 3 different varieties. First one is when someone who is a wealthy man, very wealthy man, Jagat Seth, he comes and he tells the Brahmanas, the Pandas who are serving Jagannath, he tells them, I'm going to give you 1 lakh rupees. Go ahead and use it for Jagannath. Now the Pandas get very happy. They're saying, wow, that's so nice of you. You know that you're ready to give us so much money to serve Jagannath. This is much before, it's 500 years before or something like that, when 1 lakh rupees is a huge thing. So then at that time probably 1 liter milk was 10 paise, 1 paise, something like that. So imagine 1 lakh rupees, how long they could have kept and actually used for the Lord. Right? So then at that point they said, oh, this is amazing, we are going to use it. He said no, but on one condition. He said, but you have to use it in one seva for the Lord. That is, you offer just one thing for the Lord using this entire 1 lakh rupees at one shot. So then the Pandas said, what? Why would we do that? You know, there's so much money coming in for the Lord's service. We'd rather split it and use it for preparing bhoga for him for probably next 10 years, or you know, getting abhishek done for the Lord, for Ratha Yatra services. For so many things I could use it for the Lord. Why would I use it in one shot, one day, in one seva? Then he said, I'm sorry, if you are okay with this challenge, then only I'll give you 1 lakh rupees, otherwise I cannot. Why? Your Lord Jagannath is Jagat Ka Nath, right? He's the Lord of the universe. Can't he use this 1 lakh rupees in one shot? For one time? For one service? Why not? And then, okay. So then the priest said, fine, we will come back to you. We will check with the Lord. We will see what the Lord is responding to this. And then we will come back to you. Alright. So Jagat Seth went back. And then next, that same night, Jagannath comes in the dream of the head pujari. So the head pujari already has prayed during the day to Jagannath, saying that Jagannath, this 1 lakh rupees if we got, we can do so much seva for you. But then it looks like we are going to lose it. What do we do, Jagannath? Please give us, you know, some kind of direction to understand how we can get this for you and use it appropriately. You know, I don't want to just lavishly spend it at one shot for you. So Jagannath comes in the dream of the head pujari and he gives an amazing idea. Okay. So what's the amazing idea that Jagannath is giving? And the head pujari says, perfect, this is a great idea that I can use 1 lakh rupees at one time, and definitely Jagat Seth will be very pleased with this idea. So then head pujari comes, and then Jagat Seth also comes that morning, and then the head pujari says, okay, Jagannath came in my dreams and he gave me an amazing idea. This is what he said. He said that you are going to make offer 1 pāṇ to Jagannath. What? Jagat Seth said, what are you saying? 1 pāṇ? Pāṇ, that beetle leaf wala, jo beetle nuts dalte hain and chuna dalte hain and then they eat, and after food is over, that pāṇ? They're saying, yes, of course, that pāṇ. So then Jagat Seth is saying, for 1 lakh rupees? They say yes. So I say, aise pāṇ kya hai? What is this pāṇ? Now the Panda is telling him, Jagannath wants pāṇ not with chuna, but the pāṇ which is sprinkled with pearl powder. Pearl powder, yeah, pearl. So he says, oh, pearl, okay, fine. They say, wait, it's not over still. That pearl you should get from Hathi's forehead. Right? This was news. I mean, of course, Jagat Seth knew. When I heard for the first time this Jagannath pastime, that's when I knew that there are pearls from the forehead of the elephants. So, very rarely, probably in 1,000 or 10,000 elephants, one elephant has pearl on its forehead. So, it's very difficult to actually find pearl from an elephant. So, they say that that pearl that comes from the forehead of the elephant, you should take that pearl, you should crush it into powder and put that instead of chuna inside that pan, and you should offer that to Jagannath, then he will accept that pan. So you can use your 1 lakh like this. Now Jagat Seth started sweating. He said, oh my God, how am I going to make this happen? Because even to get one pearl is going to be extremely difficult, because he has to buy 10,000 elephants and then find out which elephant has moti on its forehead. And like that, you can't just get pearl enough from one elephant's moti. You have to get at least 2 or 3 of them and then make, crush it into a powder and give. Now Jagat Seth completely subsided. He subdued himself in front of Jagannath. And then he understood his ahankar is not going to help him. And then he said, I completely bow down in front of the deity, and I accept and understand that this is not the way to have asked, requested for service for the Lord. So he said, please forgive me. He came down on his feet and he begged for forgiveness from Jagannath. And he told the Pandas, now I understand that the Lord Jagannath is Pratyaksha. I can't play around with him, and he's truly the Lord, because he of course knew how to use my 1 lakh rupees. And in fact, I understand that it's not 1 lakh rupees. Even if I utilized all my property, I still could not have satisfied the Lord for what he wanted. I need to have given only 1 pan to the Lord, but I couldn't have done that. So please excuse me for this, O Lord Jagannath. He asked for forgiveness, and he gives that 1 lakh rupees to the Pandas, and then he leaves the place. So this is a wealthy man becoming a devotee of Lord Jagannath, understanding the position of the Lord. And then another time, what happened from Kashmir, there was a great Pandit who came, and he heard every time and again that those who see Lord Jagannath in Puri, they will get liberated. Right? So he said, what? I am such a jnani. I am reading so much every day, all scriptures. I understand Vedas and Shastras and Upanishads and everything. And then it's surprising that one can just go see Jagannath, not understand any of these Vedas and Upanishads, and can get liberated. How does this work? I want to go and check. So he comes to Jagannath Puri. And once he comes to Jagannath Puri, next morning, so he comes in the night, next morning he has to wake up to take darshan of Jagannath. So the Pandas as usual go, they open the temple of Jagannath, temple door is not opening. Now they got worried. They tried in every possible way, but the door will not open. They were so worried, and then they're asking the head priest, what happened? He said, I have no clue why the temple door is not opening. And that's it. They tried at different times of the day, and they just let it be. And then that night again, Jagannath comes in the dream of head pujari, and he tells him that there is a Pandita who's come from Kashmir, and he's come here to test this, because he's a great jnani. He has come here to test if those who see me will get liberated or not, because he's come with that kind of an intoxication in his mind. I will not give him darshan. So I'm not going to open the door until he leaves this place. And then the head pujari goes there, and then he calls out the next morning. He's asking for the name of this Brahmana who has come from Kashmir, and he's saying, who's this person? So this Brahmin comes here, and then he's saying, I'm the person, I'm that great scholar. So then the Panda is saying, sorry, till the time you leave, Jagannath is not going to give darshan to anybody. So can you please leave Puri? And then this guy gets very angry. Scholar gets very angry. He's saying, how dare your Jagannath does not give me darshan? I'm such a great scholar. I've come all the way from Kashmir. How can he not give me darshan? So then they are saying, he will not give you darshan because you've come here to test the Lord. Right? The Lord is someone, he is bhava-grahi janardana. He will only relate to those people who have bhava, who have devotion, who love him, not to people who are coming here to challenge him. So he says, till you leave, the Lord is not going to give you darshan. And that's when he realizes what mistake he has done. And then he falls on the feet of the Panda and he says, I'm so sorry that I have committed this mistake. On the Lord's lotus feet, please, please, please allow me to get darshan of the Lord. The moment he pleads, the Lord opens the door and he gets the darshan, and he realizes how the nature of devotion. Right? Bhakti is such a beautiful aspect between a bhakta and Bhagavan. So if we understand, the point is many times we do get fried by how some people deal within the realm of devotional service. We do service together, but we all come with our own shortcomings. Some of us can get very angry, some of us can be very proud, like we are seeing here, right? Even people who learn scriptures and Upanishads and everything can become proud, even as devotees, because we are in the path of getting that advancement towards pure bhakti or becoming a pure devotee. But as soon as we join, we think I've become a pure devotee. Sometimes, the pure devotee syndrome just strikes. So what we do in the pure devotee syndrome, we start dealing with everyone, all devotees, as if I am Uttamadhikari, all of you are Kanishtas. Right? Just that thought when it comes, we are not on the Uttama stage. Because for Uttamadhikari, he looks at Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastini, Shunicha Eva Shvapakecha, Panditaha Samadarshinaha. For him, he is looking at every single person around him as the Lord inside of them, and he's the most humble person that we can find. So if we are thinking lowly of others, and if we are talking about others, we are nowhere even a normal devotee. Forget about being an Uttamadhikari. Right? So we have to be very careful. Process of Krishna consciousness is not a problem. When we start following it, we create problems inside. So let us, as much as possible, practice the process of bhakti without maligning its beauty. Right? Because the Lord has given it very purely. When the Lord comes down to perform these leelas, He's performing it very carefully, very sensitively. He shows how sensitive He is to His devotees. But for those who are coming there to challenge Him, then He shows them a little bit, to say that you, little human, if you can have so much ego, I am the Lord of the universe, how should I treat you? Right? How should I teach you a lesson? Not that imagine the Lord starts challenging us. Will we even exist? Just like this Jagat said, right? He was thinking that with 1 lakh, the Lord cannot even finish this 1 lakh in one time. But he had to give just 1 pāṇ, and he couldn't give that. He couldn't. Whatever he could have tried with his entire property that he had, he couldn't have given the Lord that pāṇ. And that's what he realized, right? So it is extremely important that we understand that when we approach the Lord with these qualities of garva, means pride, with the ill will that I am going to show myself as a greater devotee than anybody else, and I am going to put others down. These are not qualities that the Lord is going to accept. And even if our progress in devotional life is being hindered, we should become conscious and understand, what am I doing in my life? What am I doing to others' devotees? Constantly think about it, and let us build those qualities constantly, which will be intentionally good for progressing in devotional life.